What's up guys, Johnson's here. Yes guys, I'm back. Hi. So in today's video, finally I have a build for you guys. I've been waiting for this build for a long time. Stasis build. I miss Stasis, I miss everything in Stasis. Something like not to use the other exotic, which like the turrets, Stacy things. So in this video, in this build, it's basically wreak havoc in Stasis. Okay, we're going to start with the exotics so you guys can know what exotic I'm running. For the weapon is Agerscepter. I think you guys already know what Agerscepter is. Final blow with this weapon generate a slowing burst around the targets, the defeated targets. And when they kill them, it's amazing. And we have also a catalyst for it, if you guys have it. It says when you long press consumes your super, and basically you shoot like a chaos reach thing, but it's instead of arc it's stasis, and it keeps freezing and slowing and shattering, damaging the targeted enemy, which is amazing, and it's actually very good for DPS, not gonna lie. Alright, so that's for the exotic weapon. For the exotic gauntlet, we're going with Belly Doors, Wrath Weavers. Your Winter's Wrath, which is your super, deals increased shatter damage. Allies in range of your Winter's Wrath Shockwave and Frost Pulse gain an overshield and increased damage with stasis weapons. So actually what I'm focusing on this exotic is basically the second part. Allies in range of your Winter's Wrath Shockwave and Frost Pulse. Frost Pulse is basically the fragments we're going to talk about. When you place your Healing Rift, it freezes enemies, and at the same time, you will gain overshield, stasis overshield, and damage buff for your stasis weapon. I did not calculate how much, but I assume 10, 15, 20. It's a buff, so it's not a bad thing, you know? And plus, it's a stasis overshield, so why say no to that, you know? And for the good thing, you can buff your allies in this. If you think about it, if all of you guys are running stasis heavies for like endgame bosses or dungeon bosses or you name it, you know, and you place your Healing Rift or whatever, you will give them overshield and stasis buff for their weapons. So that's incredible if you think about it. Alright, and we're going to start with the subclass, which is Stasis, obviously. First fragment is Ice Flare Bolts. Shattering a frozen target spawns Seekers that tracks and frees other nearby targets. It's very actually good because if you think about it, the Agerscepter, it always freezes enemies, and when you kill them, it will always create this whatever Seekers to track nearby enemies and freeze them again and destroy them again and rinse and repeat. It's like chaos in this build, man. The second aspect is the one we talked about, Frost Pulse. The Healing Rift. Casting your Rift generates a shockwave that freezes nearby combatants. Self-explanatory, normal Rift, but you will have freezing effect to it. Like, you can jump into enemies, Healing Rift, literally you can freeze like infinite numbers of enemies. It's insane. It's not like 2, 3, 4, 5. All of, like, it has a range and you will freeze all of them. Going now with the fragments. We're going to start with the fragments. First fragment is Whisper of Torment. You gain grenade energy each time you take damage from targets. When they shoot you, you will get grenade energy. Alright, the second one is Whisper of Refraction. Defeating slowed or frozen targets grants you a class ability energy. So you're going to notice the synergy of this build. Like when we use and we shatter and we slow and we do everything Stasis does, we're going to get our abilities back. Abilities, super, damage, you'll see. Okay, so this one, defeating slowed and frozen targets grants you class ability energy. Imagine what you can do with Agerscepter. You're going to slow, you're going to freeze, and you shatter them, you kill them, you will get healing, you will get class ability energy. And for the third fragment, it's Whisper of Fissures. Increases the damage and the size of the burst of stasis crystals when you destroy a crystal or defeat a frozen target. So basically when you kill a frozen enemy or you shoot it down a crystal to explode, the AoE effect of it, it's much bigger and it affects more enemies and it deals more damage as well. This is very good because everything will be frozen. It's insane. Fourth one, Whisper of Shens. This one is actually pretty needed because it gives you more survivability in like higher tier content. While you are near frozen targets or friendly crystal, which is friendly or not friendly actually, you can do it, not your allies, you know what I mean. You take reduced damage from targets. How much? It's basically a resist times 1, which is not bad. any resilience, any whatever like buff I can take to my health, I'll take it. And this one's very good because always they're going to be around you, frozen enemies, crystals, so you will have additional defense or additional resilience. And for the grenade type, I'm going with Glacier Grenade, which this one represents the Titan for some reason. A grenade that creates basically a wall. That's it. The reason of it, not the other ones, because we need crystals. When you explode crystals, it will deal damage, and when you kill someone with them, seekers will spawn, and you know what I mean. Like, it's exactly the damage we're going to deal is representing the crystal damage and freezing, and you can use the freaking crystal to defend yourself and to create yourself a resilience from the other fragment, which is very, very amazing. And now we're going to start with the mods. Alright, for the helmet, it's I'm going with 2 harmonic siphons, two of them. So basically every time you kill someone with the Agerscepter, you will have a chance to spawn orbs of power, which basically all the time. And on the gauntlet, focusing strike grants class ability energy when you cause damage with a powered melee attack. And beside it, we have bolstering detonation. Same thing, when you damage an enemy with a grenade, it will grant you class ability energy. So when we damage enemies, or it's just damaging, it's not even killing someone, a grenade or your melee, you will get class ability energy back, which is your healing rift, which is a shockwave, which will buff or activate your exotic, which gives you a buff for your weapon, and stasis over shield. You know the synergy of it. And the third one, I'm going fastball just to yeet the stasis crystal thing. And for my chest piece, I'm going with emergency reinforcements. This one always also for survivability and high-end content for dungeons and stuff. I tried it for low tier content, it's very fun. Even on high tier, you can still deal and survive a lot of firepower from the enemies, you know. So this one is basically when your shields become broken, you gain temporary damage reduction. Consumes 3 or more stacks of armor charge, granting a longer duration to the damage reduction for each charge consumed. I'm not going like above 3, actually I'm just going with 3, which will give you times 2. And now for the boots. We have stacks and stack. Picking up an orb of power grants you 1 additional stacks of armor chest, so I can reach 3 stacks. And beside it, easily recuperation, the ones I always use when you pick up orbs of power. You will replenish health instantly. And beside it we have insulation, a reduced class ability cooldown each time you pick up orb of power, which is all the time. And now for the bond, we have Reaper. Shortly after using your class ability, your next final blow spawns orbs of power. The synergy is insane. Now outreach, reduces melee cooldown when you use your class ability, and now bomber reduces cooldown, grenade cooldown when using your class ability. So if you look at the synergy, using class ability will give us grenade and melee, and when we use our grenade and melee, the damage targets will get the healing rift energy back. And when we freeze, when we damage, when we shatter, when just play as stasis in this build, you will get your stasis abilities quickly. You can just synergize this thing. It's just like rinse and repeat. Just play the game normally and you will have amazing gameplay, dude. It's amazing. It's very satisfying. So this thing is a new one I added and I saved it definitely because I'm loving the gameplay of it. Makes me feel like hell yeah, I'm having fun in Destiny, you know what I mean again. And just also to mention, if you guys can also hit the stats of recovery 100 and resilience 100, forget about the grenade. Just because if you can just hit 100 resilience, 100 recovery, will ease this build and make it even more crazy. Because all of the synergy and the mods, and plus you have the minimum time due to your build, due to your armor stats. 100 recovery and 100 resilience is amazing. And basically that's all, guys. I covered everything in this build. Hope you enjoy it, try it, and let me know down in the comment if you like it or not. And yeah, I'll be seeing you in the next video. Thank you so much for the support and take care.